Okay. An update. I have started putting together this final piece. And you can see I don't have everything, let me see, I don't have everything glued in yet, but you can see, how should I put it? It's not that it's not glued in, it's not everything is quite attached yet. This will be the piece, whoops, that I'll be using for the larger piece that I'm making. And you can see here, these stairs are so much better. Oh my gosh, they're so much better. And I added a little walkway in here and figured out what I wanted to do here. I also just figured out that I wanted to do a door here as well. This one, this floor, the second floor, I left in as still not attached, is because I'm going to be painting this. So you can kind of see here, I've added sealant in some of these areas that I've already finished and begun adding it here, but you can see here it's still, you can see the difference between, if you look here, you can kind of see what's shiny and what's not. Now the reason I seal this is because this is a very porous, this bookboard is a very porous material, and it'll just soak the paint right up. So this just helps me maintain a more even surface with my painting, etc. I have a little bit more work to do over here. I'm going to be adding a few little things. And then I have the front piece ready to go, and I know how I'm going to be putting those things together. And the floor for the attic piece and some other things. So, you know, it's a long way from making these, which were just kind of nightmarish. Sorry, I keep there we go. Because I couldn't see, I keep doing this, and it's like, the reason I do that is because I can't see where the light is. So, it's getting closer to what I want. And I was thinking about this last night, that I made these two pieces, these more exacting pieces. I got out my T-square and my triangle, and I did some really as exacting as measurements as I can do with the workspace that I have right here, and got everything to the point that I want it. This is a very interesting process for me putting this all together. There are elements of, if I pull this one out again, this is the first one that I made. The you know, proof of concept that yeah, I can do it. You know, there's still like really wobbly, icky bits in here. But going from this, which is pretty much true to what the house looked like, my actual dollhouse looked like, to this piece, which is more how I wish it would have been, if that makes any sense. As a child, I was always bothered by the stairs being so completely narrow, and being a child, and like I said, I loved my original dollhouse. I adored this dollhouse, but not being able to then make it the way that I wanted it, or design it, not having the ability to creatively do what I wanted to it, but then it's a weird feeling of kind of like, as I'm putting this together, it's like, am I rewriting my past? Is this just being wishful? Is this just me being me, you know, designing and wanting to make things my own? What exactly is going on here? So you know me, I've always got to examine everything super, you know, close up, etc. This floor, you know, instead of just a door, I added another window. I moved this door over. And I know what I'm going to do for the interiors. And it won't be finally glued together. Like I won't assemble this entire piece until I've got everything painted, and then it will go together, because I can show it better, I think, with this one. Might move this up quite a bit. It's going to be in a vertical surface, but it's going to be going into the vertical surface. So I'm kind of limited with where I can put it. Like how do I put it in? Like the blue piece that I just finished, because this didn't have anything here, I could just, it went right on to the back. Now with this piece, I want a more dynamic sort of coming in contact with. So it's either there's an emergence, or from the way in which it's placed into that vertical surface, it's either emerging out of or being thrown into a surface. And I'm not quite sure how I want to do that. I do know that I'm going to have these as hinged pieces. So these very well be portions that are also embedded into a surface, which may help. So it's all coming along. It's having me going through and thinking about a lot of different things, and how I work. The fact that I only really needed these precise patterns, and the rest of these are pretty much, I'm going on Elizabeth, stopping and fitting things in. So now we'll have some roofs here, and I've got to figure out how to deal with some little things over here. This piece, if I get rid of this, then goes on top, and I still have this thing that I'm contending with. But I've opened up the top, so now there's I think what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to bevel this down, and then the roof line is going to hit the wall here as it did in the original, instead of hanging over a little bit. So it's been an interesting it's been an interesting bit of creation for me, because there's also the aspect of what is a home, what makes a home. Is it a dollhouse? Is this where I lived? Is that where I lived? There's a lot of stuff going on for me personally as an artist. If you just see it as a dollhouse, that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. And I think by today, I will have the rest of the pieces cut, and at least all of the pieces coated with sealant, and some final decisions on some elements that I'm going to be putting inside of the piece, because I know that doesn't want to stick there. I know what I want to put here. I also have to make some measurements here for some things I need to put in. I need to decide on some doors, if I want to put doors in, that sort of thing. And you can see here I decided not to put handrails in, because it's non-functional, no one's going to care. So yeah, that's where I am right now. Not terribly exciting. I have a little bit of repair work to do here. I can just fill that in, and then paint straight over once everything's glued in securely. That's something that I can get in there and fix, because there's part of me too that, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's working with things that were, and you want to reference it, but without it still being that thing, because I am and I am not the person who played with this as a child, loved it. I am and am not. It's weird. Anyway, that's where I am right now. So hopefully I'll have some more to show you tomorrow. I know I will, because that's what I'm going to be working on today. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you, patrons. You helped buy the paint that's going to be coating all of this, and I'll see you in the next video.